Hello everyone, Kenty Tiger here with Bengali Engineering and Play. We are back in Space Engineers, still having a good time refitting the Concorde. So one of the things that we discovered is, okay, that's going to be interesting. So one of the things I discovered is up to this point, everything is good. So what I need to do is figure out where the issue is beyond this point. So I'm going to potentially there, I think it is. Yeah. Why could I not see those? Oh, because it's under the door. Okay, never mind. Just trying to think of why can't I see those? Okay, so 6, which is all right. So I have sets called maneuvering thrusters. So okay, so that one turned off. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is put these back in because all right, so that one is fine. Okay, now what I'm doing here, even though this seems kind of ass backwards, is so these T's are the mirror of what we're on the other side, so that's what it took to fix this. So what I want to do is fix on this side as well. Okay. So what I'm trying to determine is whether these were maneuvering thrusters or not. And it actually appears as though they were. Hydrogen maneuvering on. Oh, no, they weren't. Okay. So I had turned off. Alright. So those three were part of the regular thrusters, which means I can add, not that size, back. Right. Small hydrogen thruster. All right, let's deal with batteries. Batteries. That's a lot of batteries. Batteries. Save. Off and off. Okay. Put everything to me. Good. Tanks, oxygen. So I eliminated all of the hydrogen tanks. So now that we have recreated all of the hydrogen tanks, then it is tanks hydrogen. All right, off. Nothing inventory, and turn it off in the terminal. Okay, so I should have also eliminated in the process earlier of no solar panels. Okay, which is exactly what I wanted to see. Okay, so solar panels, save, toolbar, terminal. Okay, hydrogen thruster, which actually goes under now small hydrogen thruster, save, off and off. All right, so we have assemblers. Production assembler, which is off on the toolbar, off on. The terminal, this one is going to be production refinery, save, off on the toolbar, off on the terminal, and we should have some medical bay. Okay, which we don't need on the toolbar. And we're going to put that under miscellaneous systems, save, and turn off on the terminal. Okay, so all that we have left ultimately is the projector, which we're going to set up once we're done with everything. So I've got forward forward issues here. So green, all right, so that one's not working. So, eliminate. Okay, so that one is feeding through. So that one should be a T turned sideways. Which is this. Now, potentially the same problem exists over here. Which means, yes, it does. So, again, Prosimian the Prosimian folks have done an amazing job. So I can see that this connector, or this conveyor, is not functional. It's red, right? So now I know that that was an issue. So eliminate that, eliminate that. So that one goes like that, and then one more rotation goes back in, and it turns green. So we're all good. Put our armor blocks back in, and we're potentially good to go. Okay, one of the things I need to do here, so there's an oxygen farm, I think actually right here. Yeah, it's probably right here, inside a little bit. So what I need to do is go inside, and the good news is, so these doors auto-closing is actually a function of it's a function of the oxygen lockdown system. So it is active again, which is something that I did not get accomplished on the last go around. Okay, so here's the oxygen farm that is in here, and I want to replace this oxygen farm. So here's what I want to do. So two. Let's start out by figuring out what this is. So this is oxygen generator. It is a Kenti oxygen generator, so it does produce a little bit better, but I want to swap these out with the super gas generators, just because I think having the gas generators here would be appropriate in the front, I think. So 7 gas generator, super gas generator. Okay, I have no idea what the hell that was. This is, keen being keen. Better. Oh, okay, I see. It eliminated something behind. Alright. So, potentially putting this back in the same. I'm presuming what happened was that there's, yeah, it looks like, yeah, there was a block back here that, of course, again, WTFO. Explain how I can delete a block on the other side of a block. It makes no damn sense at all. All right. So ideally would be there's a block there. Did it again. You know, literally delete a block on the other side of a block. Quality assurance keying. Just a little bit, that's all we need. Just actually test something before you release it to the world. Because after all, if your quality assurance people say, how the hell did that happen? Then clearly, we will too. There's one, two. Okay, this is gas generator, starboard forward. Generator, and this will be port forward. All right. Now, potentially, says why didn't these reopen? And had some issues. So we want to 7, 3. And I had ramps in here, but I think I'm going to put stairs back because I think the stairs are kind of cool. So ideally would be to put, I would like to put a hydrogen tank and oxygen tank in somewhere up here. Okay, I don't need to put oxygen tanks because there's oxygen tanks here, so that's good. So ideally would be to put hydrogen tanks right here or here. Ideally would be here. So let us figure out how to make this happen. Okay. Potential. Right, so I do have a bunch of batteries aft. Alright, so here's what I think I'm going to do. Alright, so this one is a T, downward facing T, which I believe is a number 6. So that's that one. 3. This one is 1, which is straight shot through there. And this one is elbow, a corner. Drifting thoughts. There we are. So I need this one right here, corner, top and sides. So we can put that there. Alright, so that one needs to rotate like that, and then alright. Okay, so here's what I want to do. Is I'm going to leave 2 batteries, rather the 3 in the center, and eliminate the others. So here we go. Okay, this is number 9, which is potentially, yep, that one. And that one. We do a 5. forward. Facing forward. All right. 8 is a tank. The reason why I want hydrogen tanks forward is because there's all these thrusters up here forward. So potentially there's a significant hydrogen use forward, which I want to make sure is covered. Okay. Now, we had an issue back here. Okay, seat. Is an offset seat. As the music ominously stops. We'll just do that and not put one there. I mean, ideally, I would actually kind of like to have a medical bay on both sides. I think it'd look kind of neat, but we'll not do that. All right. Let's see if I can get into the world. Yes, I can. Miscellaneous systems. That's probably where everything was before. Okay, so I don't know if I turned those off on inventory. Probably not. Even though I might want to. And I'm going to put these into systems miscellaneous. Where I screwed up. Okay. So I have a thing called miscellaneous systems. Hydrogen, save, off, off, off. creating a new group here, even though it seems kind of silly after I have a an oxygen generators group. But the reason I'm doing that is because ultimately, if I still see oxygen generators, so if I still see this, I missed one. So there's a bunch aft. In fact, the vast majority of them are aft. So just want to make sure. Okay, so there are three things here: the antenna, this is the remote control, and the projector. So what I want to do is take my miscellaneous systems. I want to turn this back on. So we'll go out and then back in, and I should have a veritable boatload of stuff here, which I do. These should all be off. Okay, and with those turned back on, then I'm going to take miscellaneous systems, delete it, and then start copying all of these various systems into, it's selected, which is ideal. So systems, control, save, systems, it should all be highlighted again. So we should have the antenna, we should have the projector, and the remote control. There's the projector, there's the remote control. Okay, and then we should be able to turn this off, and there it is. All right, so that worked out well. All right. So oddly enough, every once in a while, doors do not reopen, and I don't know why that is. There we go. So here's these elevators back here. So here is all of our aft oxygen generators. It's all back here. Definitely a bunch of them. All right, so so here's this area here, which was where the section was. What I want to do is peel back all the layers here. Right up to this. So I don't know how much oxygen is back here. Maybe we should. So at this point, I'll lot of investigative potential here. Okay, so those are there. So we have a lot of tanks here. So that is a 2 and then a 3. No, that is a 2 and a 2. But I have 45-0, which is easy. Hey, it looks like those are facing the wrong way, huh? For ease of access here, that's what this is really all about. It actually looks like it's good. All right, so I believe this is likely supposed to be a T, which is potential. All right. Oh, that was lit off. All right, so this one is then going to be a number 9. And that one had, nope, it's going to be which is like that, because there was a tank here. So there's got to be a connection mechanism for the tank. reverses. So there's a T and a T. And then theoretically, yep, those two should have lit off, which is good. Exactly what I wanted. Okay, 5. So this is an elbow here. I want to turn that to the port is down, and the other side is going to do the same thing. So the port is down. Eventually there will be an oxygen tank there. We'll put that in eventually. All right. That's the bottom one. That one is lit. This is why I run admin scripts, because of just stupid shit like this. And yes, I caused this, understood, but the only game I play that is a building game that does not have an undo. What the fuck? Why would you have a building game? Why would you have a game that you can build anything that you don't have an undo? This is something that people have been complaining about for more than 3 years. More than 3 years. How hard is it to do an unfuck button? How hard is this? I'm not a game developer, but I do have a certain amount of intelligence and common sense that says, hey, people are going to do things that they did not intend to do. So you need to have an undo button. How hard is this? Build it into the fucking game engine. But no, can't do that. Why would we do that? After all, people might actually want that. I have to understand how this connected in. I think it was this piece here. Which would then be a 9, right? Should be that. So this can be a T like this. This is a 5. Like this. And then this is a cross. This and this and this. So what I'm trying to do is to create a mergeable piece here. This is another Keen what the fuck. So why can I not rotate this? Only Keen knows. In fact, Keen doesn't know. They don't know fuck. Where it rotates to a random fucking block. Okay, so it's perfectly aligned, right? Well, not perfectly, but aligned. Both the grids are symmetrical. But come over here, and then all of a sudden, oh, of course, now it doesn't do it anymore. There. Now it's on its own, whatever fucking independent grid here that it's trying to do. Armor ramps. Heavy armor ramp, which is a 2, which is exactly what I need. Which is here. That was that one. Oh, motherfuck. Why is this so fucking difficult? So this is end, which obviously is not rotating anything. So something that should have taken 2.5 nanoseconds takes fucking 10 minutes. Why? Okay. So this one is an inverted corner. Rotate back on, and this one is that. Good. So, potentially, 2.8 is oxygen tanks. Not sure how those were in there, so oxygen tanks. I'm trying to think of how to make this a little more sleek, but I guess that works. I'm tired of what I had in mind, but alright, so get some more. should leave that one black. Okay, so the good news is the thing is currently working thruster-wise. We should so there used to be a connector here, which is no longer there, and then there's this connector here, which I'm going to go ahead and replace. So this is connector tail. Got those oxygen tanks that I added on. The oxygen tank. Tanks, oxygen. There we go. Off. Connector, tail, connectors. I think I have a connectors. Oh, I guess not. Makes sense because I actually eliminated, so there's the tail connector and then this connector here that's also missing. So the idea behind this one is this would be flush with the landing pad. Which would bring that out, and then 3. Okay, and this is aft underside. Cameras. This is my docking camera. So what I need to do is figure out where that is, which is okay. So you see it off to the side there. Now it's actually up there, and to the side and there. So ideally, I actually want this side. There we go. Alright, so that is okay. So we'll have a docking camera, which is right there. So this is camera, aft, underside, connector. And everything on me. Alright, so that's back on there, which is good. Good. The cameras, viewing docking. So that one needs to go into the docking group. Camera. Cameras, docking, save. That one does need to stay on the toolbar because it's a camera, but we can do off. Okay, connectors. Those are the only two connectors unless I want to put one forward, which I guess I could. Any reason to have a connector forward? The only way that could really be anywhere is if I put it central to these thrusters. Can't really put it anywhere unless I were to put it there. Yeah, so I think that's a no. I don't think we're gonna bother. No reason to put it unless we put one here, which would then connect in logically right there. Is there any reason to do that? I don't think so. After all, if I can't connect onto that one or the one on the aft, then... Alright, so... Okay, so these are all of the aft tanks. So one of the things I did in the last iteration was actually put a landing bay here, which has some potential. The reason why I put that in was to give really just some flexibility of adding like a miner or something on the bottom. Now whether we put that embedded or something else, what I really could do potentially is just have a like an open bay down here. Um, So what I want to see here, well, in fact, this is a great stopping point. I've already gone over time. Oops, sorry. So we'll go ahead and call it quits here. So this is Kenty Tiger signing off, and we will see you next time.